So, let me tell you about the most famous scammer in the world. This guy was a real piece of work, let me tell you. He had a way of charming people that was just unbelievable. He could sell ice to an Eskimo. That's how good he was. I mean, this guy could convince you that you needed something you didn't even know existed. He had a way of making you feel like you were missing out on something amazing if you didn't buy whatever he was selling. It was like he had some kind of magical power over people. And let me tell you, he was slick. He had a whole team of people working for him, helping him pull off his scams. They were like a well-oiled machine, working together to make sure everything went off without a hitch. But the thing that really set this guy apart was his audacity. I mean, he would come up with the most ridiculous schemes and somehow convince people to go along with them. It was like he had no shame at all. One time, he convinced a whole bunch of people to invest in a fake company that he had set up. He promised them huge returns on their investment, but of course, it was all a scam. And when the whole thing came crashing down, he just disappeared into thin air, leaving behind a trail of angry investors. But here's the thing. Even though he was a scammer, you couldn't help but admire his hustle. I mean, the guy had a real gift for persuasion. He could talk his way out of any situation, no matter how sticky it was. And he had a real flair for the dramatic. I remember one time he staged this elaborate fake kidnapping just to get out of paying a debt. It was like something out of a movie, with ransom notes and secret meetings in dark alleyways. And in the end, he managed to walk away scot-free, leaving everyone scratching their heads. But of course, his luck couldn't last forever. Eventually, the law caught up with him, and he was arrested for his crimes. But even then, he managed to charm his way out of a lengthy prison sentence. He pleaded his case to the judge, spinning a tale of redemption and promising to turn over a new leaf. And you know what? People actually believed him. They thought he had changed his ways and was ready to start fresh. But of course, it was all just another scam. As soon as he was released from prison, he was back at it again, pulling off even bigger and bolder schemes. In the end, he was caught once more and sentenced to a long prison term. But even behind bars, he still managed to run a few scams from his cell. It was like he was unstoppable. So, that's the story of the most famous scammer in the world. A man with a gift for persuasion, a flair for the dramatic, and a complete lack of shame. Love him or hate him, you have to admit, he was one hell of a character.